Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is AVA. If you're new here, thank you for tuning in and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be showing you basic tools you would need as a makeup enthusiast. Yeah, let me use that word. If you're someone that actually wants to start makeup for her own self, I'm going to be showing you the brushes that you would need, because I know there are a whole lot of brushes out there and you kind of get confused sometimes on which to get and which not to get and what to use which for and all that blah 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 yada yada yada. So I'm going to show you basic brushes that you would be needing. So first off, the most important brush that you would need is actually a powder brush. Yeah, why I said is the most important brush you would need is because some people actually don't apply foundation, yeah, but then they apply powder. So that's why I said a powder brush is what is the most important brush you would want to have first, because without a powder, you can't use a foundation brush to apply powder. Most powder brushes, they're actually fluffy. Like you can see, this brush is actually fluffy. Yeah, so they come in this big ball. Some come smaller than this, others come bigger than this. But then how would you know a foundation brush is that it has this fluffy ball here? The next brush you would need is your foundation brush. Now foundation brushes come in different forms, in different shapes, in different sizes and all that. So what you would need to know before you get your foundation brush is that most foundation brushes are sturdy. When I mean sturdy, I mean they are kind of dense. Yeah, so when you tap it, it doesn't move all over the place. It doesn't move all over the place like your foundation brush. Now this is the difference between your foundation brush and your powder brush. So your foundation brush, you need something that is a bit sturdy, so that when you're applying your foundation, it doesn't go all over the place. If for instance we say we want to use the powder brush, to apply foundation, before we finish with a certain area, our foundation has gone all over the place. Why? Because of the bristles that are on the brush. They are not firm enough to follow your direction. So yeah, you need a foundation brush that is sturdy, that you can control. You get? Now another type of foundation brush is this flat brush here. This brush is actually a Bobbi Brown brush, and this is their foundation brush. This brush, you can use it to apply foundation, but that's all you can do with it. It can't blend. I've never used this brush to apply foundation from start to finish, being that I use it to apply the foundation and I still use it to blend. I've never done that. It doesn't have that perfect finish when it comes to blending. So you would want to use either this or this type of brush. But what I would suggest you use, what I personally always use, is a beauty blender. A beauty blender would allow you some control. It will give you some control. It would allow you go wherever you want. It will blend your foundation seamlessly and all that. Now this is an example of a beauty blender for those of us that don't know. This is what it looks like. And when you want to use it to apply your foundation, you would want your beauty blender to be damp, not wet, guys. Damp. I personally prefer to use a beauty blender. Why you would want to invest in a beauty blender is because most of the time, permit me to say 85 to 90% of the time, a beauty blender does the job perfectly. Like you don't even need a brush to even do anything else. A beauty blender would give you everything. It would give you that seamless look. It would give you that finishing, that perfect finishing that you would want. So that's why I said 90% of the time a beauty blender does the work. I personally don't use brushes. I just go in with my beauty blender, apply and blend at the same time, and I'm off. Now the next type of brush you would want to have is your concealer brush. Now concealer brushes also come in different forms, different shapes, yeah, but then not different sizes. Yeah. You can use a round brush for your concealer. You can also use an angle brush for your concealer brush. The most important thing to note when getting a the most important thing to note when getting a concealer brush is that the tip has to be flat. So now this is an example of a round brush. You can see it's round. This is an example of an angle brush. You can see why it has to be flat is so that when you're applying, it gives you that straight, precise line you actually want for your brows. Now I'm one of those people that use brushes for certain purposes for something else. I don't know if you understand what I just said. I can use this concealer brush to line up my brows. I can use it to sculpt my face, my nose especially. I can use it to sculpt my lips. I can use it for a whole lot of things. So for me, one brush is not just meant for one purpose. I can use it for different purposes. Another brush you would need is a blending brush. Now this actually is for those of us that apply eyeshadow. Why you would need this brush is so that you can use it to blend out the edges of your eyeshadow, so that it doesn't leave those harsh lines on your eyeshadow. This is going to give you that seamless finishing you need or you want. Yeah, so these brushes that I just listed now are basically the tools you would need in your makeup purse. Now I listed about 5 brushes. I listed a powder brush. I talked about a foundation brush. I talked about concealer brushes. I talked about blending brushes, and then I also talked about a beauty blender, but then that's not really a brush. So girls, guys too, because some guys now wear makeup, like not just guys that go on set. Guys now wear makeup. Boys now wear makeup. Those are basic brushes you would need to start up your personal makeup journey, to start up your purse, to start up your kit. So I hope you picked up some tips from this video. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment, share this video, subscribe to my channel, follow my page on Instagram at makeupby_Eva_. I'm always dropping this kind of videos here and there, Thank you all for staying with me. Thank you all for always watching my videos and liking them and dropping comments. And guys, I really appreciate you all. And yeah, stay safe guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Stay healthy too.